A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. I'm Ritwika Gupta. Tonight we are putting the spotlight on India's salon market, which is characterized by the organized sector and the unorganized sector, which includes a lot of small businesses, multiple homegrown brands and a couple of international chains as well. On the show tonight, the spotlight is on a French salon and spa that's made a mark in India. I'll be chatting with Sneh Koticha, Director Jean-Claude Biguine, Salons and Spa India. But before that, my colleague Ritwika Kumar is bringing us a report about India's salon market, opportunities, trends and challenges for small businesses and much more. Over to you, Ritwika.
Thank you, Ritwika. With 1.4 billion people, India is the fourth largest beauty market in the world. And one of the key players in this industry is the salon market, whose value as of 2024 stands at $11.6 billion. With more than 60 lakh salons across the country, the sector contributes 40% to the total worth of the beauty and wellness industry. Additionally, it has been growing at a CAGR of 7.8%. It is essential to understand the key drivers that have facilitated this growth over the years. Firstly is the rise of the Indian middle class, coupled with increase in consumer awareness that has helped consistently increase the growth of the sector. Salons are no longer regarded as a limited luxury, and due to evolving consumer preferences have also penetrated into the tier 2 and 3 markets. The rise of e-commerce sector in India is also playing a role in the salon industry's growth. With more and more consumers shopping online, salons, beauty and personal care providers can reach a wider audience and increase their sales. Lastly, social media has played a pivotal role in driving the growth of the market. Its omnipresence has made people more aware and accepting of the beauty trends. The elevation in the creation of self-care related content and the influence of social media celebrities have been prime catalysts in driving the growing movement. Now, a very interesting aspect of this sector is the key players that are involved in it. A significant portion of the industry is dominated by the unorganized sector, so much so that according to a report by Red Seer, the unorganized channel caters to 75% of the products in the Indian cosmetics sector as a whole. The mere existence of these smaller independent businesses have proven to be a source of employment for more than 70 lakh people in India, particularly hailing from the underprivileged sections of the society. The advantages are not limited to job creation. The presence of independent players and the intense competition has given rise to the need to constantly foster innovation and improve upon the quality of the services. For instance, the digital transformation of the industry stems from the need to constantly innovate. Whether it's staff operation, customer service, most salons, whether large scale or small, have joined the digital bandwagon, thereby ensuring quality and faster services. Therefore, one can safely conclude that the salon market in India is driven by evolving consumer preferences, digital transformation, and social media influence that has given rise to its significant growth.
Well, thank you so much for that report, Ritwika. In conversation now with JCB India. Sneh, welcome to ET Now, Leaders of Tomorrow. It's a pleasure to be chatting with you today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we are going to be talking about the salon market, but I want to understand the big picture from you. Where are the biggest opportunities do you see in this sector, the maximum potential for growth?
I think, hair and skin as a segment is going to continue to grow exponentially. I think these two segments are extremely robust, considering the aspirations in the country that is growing, the digital footprint and the awareness that is growing. I think it's really inevitable for these two segments to grow.
Right.
And this is true for services and for products. So as a group, JCB Salons in India, we've recently acquired another salon brand called Bounce Salons, which is in the south. So together now the footprint for the Jean-Claude Biguine group in the country is about 48 doors and growing. So, and for products as well, I think we are also in the process of launching a new range of products in the same hair and skin segment. So I think it's proof enough that these segments are going to grow extremely, extremely fast.
Fantastic. But help us understand a little bit about the sector. You know, I understand the salon industry in India, it is characterized by the organized sector where you have your homegrown brands, international chains, a few of them, and the unorganized sector, you have a lot of, you know, your smaller businesses, neighborhood parlors, and then add to that mix, you have your e-commerce as well, some of the online apps. So just give us a understanding, a breakdown of, you know, how the industry is looking at right now.
So industry is still largely unorganized. You know, but if you go to see every town or the smallest you know, corner of the country, every street has at least 2 to 3 salons. So I think while it's largely unorganized, the organized sector is also growing because people are now becoming more and more aspirational. You know, affordability is also increasing. You know, awareness is increasing, and the whole consumption in the whole hair and beauty space is also increasing. So I think where the industry lies is on the cusp. We are going to grow very, very quickly. I think people are now focusing on the organized segments because people want more, people want better.
Sure. Sneh, you know, before we get to talking about JCB, I just want to understand, you know, what role do you see smaller businesses play in the salon market, you know, and how are they contributing to the overall ecosystem? And I'm referring to, you know, your parlors, your neighborhood parlors, you know, and smaller businesses basically.
So today in the country, I think for the smaller businesses, I mean, there's no barrier to entry. You know, anyone can invest a little bit and, you know, have a salon and own a salon and run a salon. See, the challenge comes because it's a day-to-day business, right? You have to understand the nuances of what it takes to solve these daily challenges. There's also competition that is going to keep on growing because of this low barrier to entry. So what you need to do to survive is to understand the whole business model of what it takes to make sure that you survive this, right? And when you have the right backing, that's when, you know, you create that backing into the salon, the support system to the salon that you require to grow this. And once you have this one business model right, see, the salon business as a model is very profitable, but you've got to get it right. You know, we can see people who don't understand what it takes to build this model struggling, and, you know, then unfortunately they don't survive. But those who have got the model right, of course, they are going to flourish and grow and survive.
Right. So then tell me, JCB has been around for, you know, around 15 years, 10 to 15 years, we were just talking about it. How did you get your model right? Talk to us about, you know, what has been the USP of JCB, you know, because the market is very competitive and also a little, you know, disruptive, you know, like what you mentioned, you know. So what sets JCB apart from competition?
I think in JCB we were very clear. We wanted to make sure that we are the best hygiene, we are the best quality in products, we're the best quality in service, and we created the best ambience for our clients. So when you talk about hygiene, I think every salon, every person in every salon, I mean, the mandate is clear. Whether it is tools, whether it is the salon itself, or even whether it is the product itself, everything is really, really clean. It is, we use disposables wherever required. With the smallest part of the smallest service is taken care of with sanitation, with sterilizers. We have industry level sterilizers to make sure all the tools are sanitized correctly before we reuse them. I think hygiene has been of most importance, right? Quality of product, we don't compromise on the quality of product. We do multiple trials, we test, retest different kind, and internally we have that capability to make sure that we know what kind of product we are okay to sell to our customers, we are okay to house for our customers, right? Okay. Quality of service, I think we invest heavily in education. We make sure that not only do we have rigorous training in the existing services, we also make sure that we have skill development at various levels. So we invest in a lot of international level trainings, because today global trends, whether it is creative or not, everything comes from international markets. So we are even creating this global trend today in-house. We have our experts, we come together for a creative sessions where we create our own line of hair and styling and color trends that are suited only for an Indian customer. So I think education is really the backbone of everything that we do, whether it's skill development in-house or the level of service that you want to deliver, or even creating and upgrading the skill level, And lastly, ambience. I think we like to create a great ambience where people would like to spend time, where you feel that you can spend time away from home, not be worried about small things, and really have that relaxed, luxurious time and pampering.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. The spotlight today is on JCB India. Listen in. Well, I read that JCB wants to double its growth by 2026. Tell me, what would be the key factors driving this growth? What is your plan?
See, I think, yes, I mean, the plan is there to double the footprint, but whether it's ambitious or not, we don't believe it's very ambitious, We think it's really, really doable. I think we know that, I mean, for instance, see the opportunity, right? Today, with Bounce and JCB combined, we have about 48 plus doors in 5 cities in the south and the west, out of which 3 major cities we are leaders in the luxury salon segment. I mean, 2 cities we've just entered. So, we're still working on it. We've just launched a couple of months back a salon in Pune in the Phoenix Mall. This month we're launching a new door at the Oberoi Mall in Goregaon. So I think, opportunity is immense. There's so much to do. What we're looking at in growth is how now do a calibrated growth. We don't want to compromise on quality. We don't want to compromise on service. We want to make sure our education is hand in hand. And of course, I mean, if you see the country, opportunity is immense. We are now, in fact, this growth that we are talking about, we are going to double in size only with what we are generating today. We don't even need outside money. So I think it's a very, very calibrated growth, very doable. We don't believe it's ambitious at all. And yeah, I think the country is ready.
Fantastic. And I also read that you have a new product line. It's called Raise. Can you talk to us about that?
Oh, I think we're very excited. We've taken a year to make sure that Raise is a product line which does not compromise on quality. We have, I think as a company, with all the expertise that we've got, we have been able to understand and identify what products are missing in the product line that we have. Because the Indian consumer really has only international product lines in the luxury segment that are available to us, which the global companies believe is what India needs. Sure. So I think we have that strength to identify what the Indian consumer requires, what our hair type is, what works, what are the ingredients that help us without creating further damage, and of course with our lifestyles that we are in. I think we are on a very fast-paced growth and our lifestyles are going to have to keep up with it. At the same time, our consumers are very aware of how they want to look, how they want to feel. Nobody wants a compromise. So we've taken all of this know-how, we've tested it thoroughly. We've made sure that neither in packaging nor in the product we've had any compromises. And yeah, I think that everything in a bottle is Raise.
Right. Sneh, especially post-COVID, a lot of consumers are taking to home services, home salon services. Tell me, is it not easier to just, call up a beautician at home and get your services done? If so, how is JCB then adapting to this trend?
Home services has been, see, as a country, we've always had home services. right? We've always had home services. In the smallest town also, there is somebody who comes home to do a service when the salon is not available. Yeah. But we see that in home services, I think it's a compromise on the experience, right? Because, you know, in salon now we have access to equipment. We have a lot of access to hygiene factors, products that also, you know, take the whole service level and the effectiveness of the service level, the efficacy of the service to a different level, right? At home, there's always going to be a compromise. And that, I think, is going to remain a bit of a limitation where we are concerned, because as a group, we don't believe that we want to compromise or create a compromise for any of the clients. And I think home services also, unfortunately, is really something that has always been there. And will it remain? Yes, a part of it will remain there. There's all, you know, but it's in our mind, even if we go home, it's going to be a compromise. So we don't want clients to feel a compromise in whether in their experience or in the efficacy of the service or the quality of service that they've got.
Sure. And how do you see the brand, you know, in totality, like, you know, really evolving in India in the next couple of years? Where would you say, you know, you stand, you know, today and especially in the next 5-10 years, perhaps?
It's a brand. We're very, very strong. As a group, we're now stronger. I think we've continue to face a lot of competition. We understand how to face this competition. We understand what it takes for every salon to grow new doors, to make sure that overall we are equipped to grow to a different, to new geographies, to grow within the same geography, to grow within the same door. Right. So I think today where we stand, whether it is this season or it is, you know, just over the years, year on year, we know what it takes to grow. We know whether skills of our people who are within our system, how do we upgrade the skills, make sure the clients also have access to newer, you know, treatments, newer technologies, newer kind of experiences every year to just you know, up the level of experience. I mean, when you come into a salon, you've got to feel, wow, there's something different here, right? And it can't be the same. Sure. Because I know that other salons who are going to, it takes nothing for them to just follow and do the same thing, to create the same thing. But you know, what we keep on doing is innovate into what's next, what's new, what can we innovate and do something new, something more, and something extra every time for our customers. So I think everything put together, I think whether it's education, whether we do in products, whether we do services, and even in the ambience itself, we will keep on growing. And I think this will make sure that we keep growing overall as well.
Sure. You know, the festive season, Diwali, is just around the corner. Tell me, what are your expectations from the season? What sort of trends are you seeing? What sort of demand are you expecting?
I think Diwali, as usual, I mean, festive always brings together a new zeal in everyone to want to look great, and you know, everybody's new trends, hair and skin, and whether you say nails, whether, you know, even there's now, of course, there's lashes, there's brows. I think, you know, it's everyone wants to look great, but I think this season definitely is looking, I mean, all the factors put together is showing, I mean, it's giving us great reason to believe that this season will be better than last year's. And of course, last year was better than the last, and I think we can just keep on you know, creating that ambience and affair and prep for the fact that yes, this season's got to be bigger.
Right. Sneh, you know, the theme for our show this season is powering entrepreneurs for the global stage. And I find this very interesting because, you know, JCB is a French brand that has come to India, made its presence felt, and really made a mark. What advice would you have for entrepreneurs, you know, who are looking to expand beyond their local markets, you know, who want to actually take things global, especially in the salon and beauty market?
See, I cannot comment on somebody who wants to take things global. I think there's enough and more opportunity where we are today. But we also need to understand that even in India, every market and every salon market is very, very local. So once we understand what the local market is, I think then it's very, very easy to make sure that you make a mark there. But it's very important for anyone to understand the local market, the local needs. Maybe, you know, experiment, do a smaller space, and then grow from there. So proof of concept to make sure that you're growing the right way, to come to a level and then take a leap further till you are at a size, or you have enough capacity or confidence to be able to take the leap. I think that would be my 2 cents for them.
Sure. Are there any trends that you're really excited about in this space?
I think, like I said, major trends are going to come in lashes, brows. I think it's also going to come where hair color is, making a comeback with new, fresh color. I think India is getting bolder. Yeah. We're going into ash, and we're going to reds, and we're going into what now finally suits our skin tone, rather than what we always believed, the Europeans always believed the globe should have. So I think the trends are all very, very exciting. I think we're going shorter, we are going trendier and more bold.
And if you can also talk to us a little bit about, what role technology is going to play in all of this, what role technology will play in the beauty industry as a whole.
So technology is in 2 ways, right? One is what we use technology for to make sure that there's growth, which is the technology at the back end. Technology does definitely play a big role when we look at client retention, services. We look at productivity, we look at capacity utilization. So it kind of creates the whole basis for us to understand what is missing, what do we work on. And today it is if we can use this data correctly, I think sky's the limit, because you know exactly where we need to make a change, or where we need to add something. Whereas the services is concerned, I think technology is definitely becoming very quick, especially in skin, in hair. With a scalp analysis, we have trichologists now in salons who have equipment to do an analysis of the scalp to understand the health of the scalp. How do we treat that scalp so that there is less hair fall, there is less breakage, things like that. So I think in a lot of ways, technology, yes, it's going to only enhance, the level of service that you can give. Understanding and personalizing the service, customizing the service, understanding the needs of every client. See, JCB was one of the first ones that came with a consult model, where we are. So, understanding in detail what the customer has, what is the health of the hair, what they want, and what they really can and cannot do, and then how do we kind of get there. We can never say that you can't get there, but you can get there. But let's take some time to get there. Like somebody who wants a service that is not going, that the health of the hair is not going to support. How do we get there? So making sure that we are at once building confidence, we're doing what is right for the client, as well as giving them what they want. So I think this is really going to make sure that the whole experience is right.
Fantastic. It was lovely chatting with you, Sneh. Thank you so much for joining us. Those are some really insightful takeaways. I think our viewers will have a lot to learn. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a real pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And with that, it's a wrap on this episode of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.